Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about something that I'm really excited to talk about, a subject that really excites me for this winter season, and that is having an adventure girl winter. Now I know you've heard of an adventure girl summer, but we're going to carry that mindset through to the winter, and I know you can see that this is quite the different background from what I usually film in. This definitely isn't my office. I'm out here in my living room. I've got the Christmas tree behind me. I did have a fireplace going on the TV, but it was all flickery, so I had to shut it off. But we're in a nice cozy spot here. I'm in my comfy chair with my little winter sweater on. So we're keeping the vibes really chill today. I kind of want this to feel like a podcast that you'd throw on. So you know that feeling of living your best life during the summer. The hiking, the beach days, the spontaneous trips, you name it. And I'm here to tell you that winter is not the end of your adventure. It's just a whole new vibe, a new season. So let's talk about how we can keep that energy alive even when the temps drop. So like I said, it's going to be a really chill episode. I've got my notes here in front of me. Grab a hot chocolate or your favorite drink, or if you're feeling up for it, go for a hot girl walk, go and clean your house, and let's dive in. So the video will be split up into a few different sections, and segment 1 will be fashion and layering, everything staying warm, building your adventure girl winter wardrobe. So I could and probably will make a whole video of my winter favorites. I usually do like a granola girl essentials and favorites for each season. I forgot to in the fall because fall was a little bit of a hectic time for me, but I definitely want to do that for winter. It probably will be next week's video, but we'll have to see. But I just want to talk about a few of the essentials that are clothing related anyway for this section. So we're going to talk about fleece, cozy scarves, oversized sweaters, boots, puffer jackets, all of the winter clothes that are really cute but will still keep you extra warm, things that can be worn out on the trail or having fun. So first, it's important to understand your layers. Layering in the winter is so important, especially if it's really cold outside. If you're not layering properly, you're probably going to be colder than you should be. So when it's really cold, the key is 3 layers: your base layer, your mid layer, and your outer layer. So let's start with a good base layer. Wool is generally considered the best base layer because it wicks away moisture, whereas other materials like cotton can keep that moisture trapped and make you even more cold. So when looking for things like thermal tops, leggings, socks, I would definitely look for wool. Something like a merino wool long sleeved shirt is a perfect base layer. You can find these all over the place, even on Amazon. A thinner fleece makes a really good mid layer, and then a jacket on top of that is a great outer layer. And you know how much I love things like a statement fleece or any kind of statement outer layer, so that's what I usually kind of go for. I love a fun pattern jacket or fleece. You know how much I love my ones from Parks Project. They are thick and comfy and come in the cutest patterns. And I really think they make just some of the most fun and unique fleece out there. But some other good brands that I love for fleece are Columbia, LL Bean, Eddie Bauer. You hear people say that there's no such thing as bad weather, only bad gear, because you really can stay warm out there in just about any weather conditions. Obviously, if it's -30, -40 degrees outside, you're probably not going to want to be outside, but for any of those regular winter conditions, that 3-layer rule generally works. And don't forget about accessories. I love beanies for winter. I'm wearing a beanie all winter long. I especially love my Carhartt one. I just love the simple brown color. I think it's a classic and it also keeps me really warm. Or you could also do something like a knitted headband, a balaclava, or a hat with a balaclava. And then of course some good gloves or mittens and a scarf. Good waterproof boots that can handle the snow are definitely a must as well. I love the ones that are both really cute for going out but can also handle being hiked in or going out on the trail. So some of my favorite brands for those include Sorrel, Merrell, LL Bean. And remember, you don't have to give up style to be warm and comfortable. This is also the best time of year to go to a local craft sale. You'll see a lot of homemade gloves, scarves, mittens, and they're absolutely adorable, and it's also really great to shop local and handmade. Another thing that helps keep me warm in the winter are those rechargeable hand warmers. I got my first ones last year and they were absolutely great. You just keep one in each pocket, you shove your hands in there, and it's like your own little mini personal heater. And these are great for not only bigger winter activities like skiing and snowboarding, but I even use them on just a small little walk around my neighborhood. And of course, do not forget to check out the thrift stores during the winter season. You will find the cutest sweaters, vintage stuff, things that are just really high quality, made with good quality materials and not things like polyester that a lot of modern things are made out of today. So I love to look for those vintage sweaters that are really fun patterns. And of course, you'll save a lot of money doing this. Depop and Mercari as well, and then you can be a little more specific with patterns or colors that you may want. And of course, you save a lot of money by by doing this and save things from going to the landfill. Alright, we are now on to section 2, which is outdoor activities, because adventure does not need to stop in the winter. So let's talk about winter activities, because winter is such a magical time of the year, especially when you look at it from a winter activities perspective. There's just something about that crisp air and fresh snow. Do you remember how exciting it was as a kid when you'd have a snow day, you'd have all of that fresh snow piled up outside, and then you'd go and play in the snow all day long? It was so much fun making tunnels and snowmen, building things out of the snow, and just such a great sense of adventure. So here are a few ways to keep the adventure girl vibes alive even in the winter weather. So winter hiking is one of my favorite things to do in the winter. Hiking is one of my favorite things to do in the summer, and I will definitely still be doing it in the winter. You don't need to stop just because it's cold out. Plus, the winter views are absolutely stunning, especially during or after a fresh snowfall. Just make sure you have the right gear, following those layer principles that we talked about before, having really good boots. It's a great time to break out those trekking poles as well. You can even bring a little thermos with hot chocolate or coffee or whatever your favorite warm drink is. And of course, there's things like ice skating, snowboarding, skiing, snowshoeing, which is something that I've never tried but I really want to. And you don't need to be an expert to enjoy doing any of these. You can always take a class or learn how to do it with a friend, but remember, you don't have to be good at it to enjoy it. Nobody says you have to be an amazing skier for it to be fun. You can go down the bunny hill, nobody's judging, and you can have just as much fun on the bunny hill as you do on the big hills. As long as you're having a good time, that's really all that matters. Another thing that's really fun to look forward to in the winter is a little weekend getaway to a cabin or a little ski lodge. Who doesn't love a trip to a cozy cabin? Bonus points if there's a wood fireplace or a hot tub that you can warm up in. You can find a place on Airbnb, invite some friends, invite your family. If you all go in together, the price shouldn't be too much for each of you. And of course, you can bring board games, you can bake, you can exchange presents with each other. So many fun things to do. And of course, you don't have to rent a cabin to do all those things. You can do all that at your own house and invite people over and have a good time right at your home. Another couple activities include winter photography, sledding, snowball fights. Nobody says you're too old to enjoy any of these. Ice fishing. If there's a place near you that does dog sledding, that's another thing that I've always wanted to try. Another one is ice climbing. Again, you can look for a class or go with somebody that knows how to. And then when you're all done outside, embrace the warm up when you come inside. Maybe go to your favorite restaurant when you're done, or come back home, cozy up with a good blanket. Like I said, grab your favorite drink, which for me would be a hot chocolate in the wintertime, and then watch your favorite movie or watch the snowfall outside. Now we are on to segment 3, which is mindset. Having an adventure girl winter is all about your state of mind, so the mindset behind it is so important. It's really easy to think of winter as the best time to hibernate and to just not do anything, which there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. I love a good wind down time. Those cozy nights in are still absolutely essential, but remember, adventure does not have to stop just because it's cold outside. So shift to a mindset with approaching winter with a sense of adventure, even when it feels really easy to stay indoors. And this is something I definitely need to work on because I get cold so easily. I am definitely a freeze baby, and I know I'm not alone in this. I know a lot of you are probably also like that. So my first tip is to actually embrace the slowdown. You don't have to be go, 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 go. So while we are talking about having an adventure girl winter, just take it easy on yourself. Winter really is the perfect time to embrace the slower season of life, and it's also a great time to set new goals and ambitions and focus on bettering yourself. I love a good reset no matter what time of year it is, but especially with it being around the New Year time, I find it is the best time, and it's when I'm most motivated to work on myself, set new goals, set new intentions, and just work on bettering myself. It is also the season to learn something new, whether that's one of the winter sports that I mentioned earlier, cooking more things at home, or trying new recipes, or checking off some of the activities on your winter bucket list. Embrace the winter activities you can only do this time of year, especially the ones that are holiday themed. I absolutely love anything that has to do with Christmas, going to look at the Christmas lights, the tree lightings, the parades, any of the festivities or markets, winter concerts or festivals, or even going out into the woods and cutting down your own Christmas tree. Just enjoy what this season has to offer that you can't get any other time of year. Alright, and that brings us to segment 4, which is self-care and wellness, being an adventure girl inside and out. So to have that great adventure girl winter, you have to take care of yourself. So I wanted to just finish with a little segment on self-care. If you're gonna be out there enjoying all that winter has to offer, you have to be taking care of yourself both physically and mentally. So remember to moisturize, hydrate and rest. The winter air is so dry, and especially for your skin, it can be really hard on it. So I love a really good thick moisturizer. Dine Beauty has one of my favorite ones. They're one of my favorite skincare brands in general. And they just have a really nice restorative night cream that is thick. I love using it during the winter especially, and it keeps my skin nice and hydrated. And I love to open my bedroom window in the winter, just a little crack, just to let that cold air in. It helps me sleep like a baby at night, but again, with that, it lets in that cool, dry air, so hydrating is extra important. But to help combat that, a nice humidifier really helps. I have a hard time sleeping without the humidifier in the winter because I just get so dry, and I'm especially prone to nosebleeds, so having the humidifier going really helps with that. Another tip I have is to not forget your SPF even in the winter time, especially if you're going outside. I will use my SPF every morning, no matter what time of year. I just have my little bottle sitting with the rest of my skincare, and I put it on every single day. And don't forget that mental health is just as important as physical health. If the winter blues or seasonal depression hits, make sure to be extra kind to yourself. Do some extra things to surround yourself with joy, or surround yourself with family and friends. For me, one of my favorite things to do is going for a walk outside, even when it's cold. I absolutely love listening to a good podcast. I'll have a little drink with me, and going for a walk, getting that fresh air, getting that sunlight does absolute wonders for my mental health. And nothing motivates me more than a really good podcast, so I come back feeling so inspired and motivated. But really just try to find those little things that bring you joy, whether it's a big adventure, being creative, seeing loved ones, or just enjoying the quiet moments. So I am going to wrap up this video now. I really hope you could take something helpful away from it. Winter does not have to be a time to sit on the sidelines and wait for summer. It's just a new kind of adventure that we have to celebrate differently. And there's just so much to explore and enjoy no matter the weather. So grab your boots and go on a winter hike, stay inside with a cozy blanket, or maybe even plan a weekend getaway, because Adventure Girl Winter is just getting started. And I would absolutely love to hear in the comments what your favorite things to do in the winter are, your favorite hobbies, activities, unique things that you can only do in the winter time. And of course, if you're not already following me on TikTok and Instagram, make sure to go follow me there because I post every single day. And if you're not already subscribed to me here, make sure to do so. Like I said, next week I'll probably be doing those Granola Girl essentials and favorites, so make sure to stay tuned for that video, and thank you so much for watching.